Man, I've been getting a lot of questions about peptides. My wife said something to me. And my wife, if you are tuning in for the very first time, my wife is my best friend. Like, I absolutely adore my wife. She is just fucking awesome. And we do everything together, right down to, we do everything together. It bothers me. It physically hurts to be apart for both of us. We can't stand it. I went to the bank yesterday, 20 minutes, and she sent me a message. I miss you terribly already, which is funny because the second she sent me that, I was already thinking about sending her the message. And I can't stand when she's away. Why would you not? When people go, that's not healthy, you should have your own individual life. Are you insane? The beauty of marriage is that you get to share all this life with somebody that makes life better. The best way I can explain Brandy is I like me best when I'm with her. Why would I not want more of that? Some ass clown in a therapy costume probably said, that's not, you have to have your own space and you have to, fuck, I don't want my own space. I like doing things with my wife. It's just like when people go, you work too much, you need to take time off. Yeah, but we like to work. Like, we love working. So I don't know what to tell people when they say that, because I think that's why your life sucks and mine is epic. Maybe just take notes instead of always combating everything, which is most of this. But my wife was saying, so I make a lot of these posts about getting your head right, fixing your psychology, some training, how to make money. I'm really good at doing this stuff. And somebody would probably say, well, you sound cocky. Listen, when you're good at it, it's a resume. It's not cocky. Why would you want to learn from somebody that doesn't know what the fuck they're doing? That doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm fit, I'm athletic, I'm 52. I've been married for 2 decades. We have 2 children, and they're amazing kids. Not the every parent says their kids are amazing. Our kids are amazing. Like, my daughter is savage and stubborn and beautiful and strong-willed, and she gets shit done. And my son is a strong, powerful man at almost 16 years old, and he's a fighter of 12 years. He's a real fighter, like not a scrappy kid. He's a fighter, Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu for 12. He's got more time on the mat than most black belts. He's been at it since he's 4. And he's very good. He went 40-0 yesterday in situationals. He is not even 16 yet, and he's an adult class. But I love this. Like, I'm proud of my wife. I'm proud of my daughter. I'm proud of my son. And I realize that's not what this is about. But, she said to me, you've been the doctor to the planet for 20 years. I had a guy I told you, come on my webinar and say, I just want to come on and say thank you. You've helped me in all kinds of ways with injury and my psychology, and you fixed my mindset, and I got through things that I would have never been able to get through without you, and you changed my life. I just want to come on here and say that. His name is Uriel. It was really cool to hear him say that. It made me really proud of what I do, because I come out here to help you. And honestly, a lot of you guys just swipe and complain and go back to doing the same dumb shit. And then you open your eyelids to the movie that you can't stand every day, thinking there's a hack and a cheat or something else that somebody's got that's going to give them the unfair advantage. Not true. But I noticed that every time I post something about health, because I've got street cred, I've got all kinds of street, because I've done this for so long and I've proven that I know what I'm talking about, right? I've stood the test of time. I've been out here for 10 plus 12 years and a doc for 25. And what I do works because I stand behind it and I show you, whether it was Smashworks or medications or surgical intervention or mindset or psychology or fixing depression, anxiety, all this stuff. I've done it all. And I keep showing up and showing you how to do this. But what I noticed was every time I make a post on things that people are a little squeamish about and they're a little uncomfortable to ask or they're unsure, my opinion carries weight. It carries a lot of weight and I appreciate that, you guys, because you trust me. And I'm glad I had the chance to earn that trust with you guys. But that being said, I thought maybe I should make more health-related posts to help you guys. Because I think in the last 4-5 years minimum, if not the last decade plus, the concept of health has become instead the application of pharmacy. And that's not health. It's not at all. And I think she's right. So I'm going to go and make an executive decision, maybe even on this podcast, and just start pumping out all kinds of health information for you guys that you can actually apply. And real things, not the weird bullshit that Brecca puts out. No, I don't do well with people that say things that aren't true. I don't. And put me on a stage, put me toe to toe with that guy, I will bury him. Because I'm the real deal, and I don't spit out anecdotal things or peer-reviewed research when the first thing you should do is go, who's funding the study? But people don't like that, right? Anyway, I'm going to talk about peptides in a different way before somebody goes, oh, what are we talking about? Peptides versus drugs, and then oral versus injectable, because there's a big difference, and I'll get into all of it. But the bottom line is you guys have been lied to. And maybe this, which is even weirder, more weird, because now I could say this, and for all I know, some AI sniffer that's going to look through my stuff is going to say, yeah, you can't say that. We don't want you saying that. Why? Because it's the truth. Like you've been lied to. Your doctor, your insurance, the billboard with the smiling actor in a lab coat, they all sold you the same bullshit story. Take this pill, it fixes everything. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. Here's the raw, uncensored truth about this. Drugs aren't health. They're damage control. That's what you do after the fact. I don't know if you guys have figured this out. Drugs aren't what you do before the problem. You do it after the problem shows up to mitigate the problem. That's statin. It's not making your heart any healthier. It's just muting your body's screams for help. Number one. And number two is look at statins in general. Your cholesterol level should be well over 300. Oh, I'm sure that's going to piss somebody off. They're trying to get you under 160, except the fattiest organ in your body is your brain. Your entire endocrine system, the skeleton, the backbone that hormones are built on is cholesterol. And so now they want to take statins and they want to shut down the cholesterol. But the Framingham study, they've been running for 40 plus years almost. I think it's at least 40 years, trying to prove that high cholesterol causes heart attacks and strokes. They have managed to prove none of that. In fact, they have disproven that's what it does. And they've proven only that high cholesterol prevents Alzheimer's, multiple sclerosis, dementia. Try and find that study, though. I got it. Don't worry. If you want it, message me. Everything I get, I print out instantly, because who knows what's going to happen, right? It's just like nicotine. They tell you that nicotine is the most addictive substance in the world. More addictive than cocaine and heroin. Lie. There is no study. They have done 20, 30, 40 plus research studies where they have given people high doses of nicotine who've never been a smoker before, never had any nicotine before. Listen, that part matters. And they gave them nicotine, massive doses of nicotine for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, and then stopped and didn't tell them. Zero withdrawal, nothing, zero. And somebody right now is going to go, oh, you don't understand, dude, quitting smoking was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. Pyrazines, 15 of them. There are 15 pyrazines in all tobacco products for the most part, outside of rugby. Rugby tobacco products don't do that, the gum and the patches. But this is the kind of information they don't want you to find out. By 2030, they're trying to eliminate all commercially available nicotine. Why? They're going to tell you to mitigate cancer. Bullshit. Nothing outside of humans and domesticated animals have cancer. So why are you trying to mitigate something that doesn't exist in nature that you've created? And before somebody pops off, I've been through cancer 4 times. So save your argument. I've actually been through the hell, along with my family, who had to watch and suffer with me. And I think it's worse. I think watching is worse because you're helpless and you just want to take away that pain. I couldn't imagine my wife going through something. I don't even want to say it. Touch wood. Because she's my best friend. I told you I would never want to see that because I couldn't do anything to take it away. But the reason I'm telling you this is you guys have to look at your own health and take it more seriously instead of going, I don't know, I'll just take this pill. You guys are so ignorant. You just run out and take pills and stuff them in your pie hole and go, I don't know, it says it's going to do that on the bottle. You know, it's not making your heart healthier. And this isn't about statins. The antidepressant that you're taking, that's not fixing the problem. It's putting a piece of tape over that warning light on your dashboard, the check engine light, just so you don't see it. Problem's still there. The sleep aid, that's even better. You guys and your sleep aids. I got to take these sleep aids or I can't sleep. That's not helping you. You know why you can't sleep? You didn't burn all the energy you've got. You don't understand. I went to bed exhausted. Clearly you didn't. You can't even control your own thoughts. If you can't control your own thoughts, you can't control your life. The blood pressure med, the acid reflux, they're all the same game. Shut up. That's what it is. Shut up. It's shut down the symptom. Ignore the cause and keep you numb and stuck and paying. Oh, I'm sure this is going to set somebody off. I don't care. I don't care because I'm just going to tell you the truth. Because if you look at something like peptides, I love the apprehension people have to peptides because of the hypnosis of social conditioning. They aren't even drugs. Somebody go, well, what kind of medication is it? It's not. It's a signal. It is a short amino acid sequence. That's a signal. I see so many people out there that have no business talking about peptides. I'll give you a giant red flag. The second somebody says, I have an oral version of a peptide, you may as well give them the finger and say, you're fucking crazy. Bullshit. The bioavailability of any oral peptide, I don't care what they do, is no more than 10% at most. And there's a reason. It gets demolished, whether it's in the stomach acid or the fact that it's subject to something called first degradation by the liver, which means it runs through the liver first. The liver is the barrier, right? It's the bouncer for your body. And it essentially says, nah, you don't belong here. Chops it up, destroys it. And yet, what do you think it has to do in order to do that? I'll help you. It has to work 10 times harder. So now you're taxing your liver, the organ that you cannot live without, no matter what. My dad died of end-stage liver disease. Don't fuck with your liver. You know what my son said today? We were talking about this because my son's very inquisitive, highly intelligent. And he said, he didn't even miss a beat when I was talking about how the liver is critical for function, right? And he said, is that why it has the word live in it? And he wasn't being silly. He just said it. And I thought, son of a bitch, that's actually pretty smart. He's right. Smart kid. But then you look at something like peptides, right? It's just a signal. It just says, do this better. That's what a peptide does. They don't silence the system. They cause your system to rebuild itself. They don't cause any kind of issue. I won't say it, the issue that I've been through 4 times because who knows what I'm allowed to say. They signal your body to repair, regenerate, and run its operating system at original factory settings. That's the easiest way to look at this. It's like a hard reset. No dependency, no addiction, no masking, no synthetic override, no lies, no bullshit. And the people that scream, well, but injections scare me. Let me get this straight. You guys will inject Botox into your forehead, your dick. You'll get filler put in your butt so you have a giant round ass. You'll silicone the crap out of your tits. But when it comes to something that actually heals you, that's when you fold. Make it make sense, please. You don't need more pills. You need to reclaim control of your own life. I promise you, give me like 20, 30, maybe 40 minutes and I'm going to knock the hinges off the medical bullshit that you've been fed since day one, I promise. Because that's the way it's been, right? Ask yourself, what is a drug? Just start there. Let's go basic physiology and pharmacology, toxicology, all the ologies, right? What's a drug? A drug it's a foreign compound that alters your body's chemistry. It doesn't work with your systems at all. It hijacks your systems. I don't know if you guys know that, but it doesn't work with you. It hijacks you. It takes over. That's a drug. It overrides it and slaps a bunch of duct tape on a bullet wound and then sends you out to live your life. That's what a drug does. And I'm not saying drugs are bad when they're used to save a life. Take blood sugar as an example, right? You eat like trash. You eat like an asshole. Your insulin sensitivity crashes. You're pre-diabetic, quote unquote. A drug comes in and forces glucose out of your bloodstream. Problem solved, right? That's what the drug does. It squeezes the glucose out of your bloodstream. So you can go on eating like an asshole. Problem solved? No. You've done nothing to fix the actual dysfunction. Nothing. Enter peptides. A peptide, remember what I said, it's a sequence of amino acids literally made from the same building blocks as your body. Not invading, not overriding, not forcing. They're messengers is the easiest way to explain this. Believe me, I'm trying to get this out so you guys understand what I'm talking about. It's a messenger. They say, hey, cell, Fix yourself, heal this, regrow that. Oh, I hate this word, optimize, but optimize this, right? Which basically means make this function at 100% the way it's supposed to. I'll put it in plain terms. Drugs are top-down enforcers, right? They're the Gestapo, right? And peptides are the foundation and bottom-up builders. That's the easiest way to explain this. One shuts down, one suppresses, and one upgrades, right? So you've got suppression or upgrade. So now look at the risk. You ever read the side effects on anything? Anything. Shit, there should be a side effect on a can of a Monster Energy drink. Are you kidding? You look at the stuff that's in there? Come on. And so you ever read the side effects? The list where you open it up and it's like a phone book that's compressed into one page with 0.00001 font. You guys have been so conditioned to go, well, yeah, they have to say that just in case. No, they say that because it does. All those things, adverse drug reactions, happen. They just have such a low frequency that they go, it doesn't matter. It's acceptable. I look at those and I think those are appalling. There's no such thing as a side effect. I'm going to change your thinking. There's no such thing as a side effect. There are only effects. Side effect is a name. Because if you looked at a bottle of Advil and it said causes gastrointestinal bleeding, renal damage, renal shutdown, liver damage, liver failure, esophageal lining burns, I could go on and on. Cellular degradation, reduces fever and reduces pain. How many of you guys would buy that bottle? Nobody. Oh, maybe one of you sadistic fucks would do it, but most of you guys won't do it. Okay, why not? Because of the packaging. So I said, you guys should read this stuff. You ever listen to drug ads and it's always this family playing in a park? This can cause ... And some of them are like, your dick explodes, your one eyeball falls out. You get they're terrible. May cause suicidal thoughts, sudden cardiac arrest, internal bleeding, sudden loss of vision, anal leakage. Yeah, that's real, by the way. Not just yellow dye number 5. And then you look at peptides. Zero abuse potential. You can't. It doesn't have that kind of a property. It doesn't work like that. Mechanism of action doesn't exist to cause abuse. No dependency. None. Zero dependency. I know people that are dependent on naproxen because they need it because they don't know how to tolerate a small amount of pain. I know people that take an Advil before working out. I knew one person that did that personally. That person doesn't exist anymore. They're dead. No brain fog, no complications, no systemic organ load. Doesn't beat up your liver, right? Your liver's not being crushed. Don't fuck with your liver. Your kidneys aren't under siege. Your hormones aren't being yanked all over the place like puppet strings. Your endocrine system isn't being beaten up. Your peptides operate on a cellular level. They don't mask anything. They reverse damage. That's a totally different mechanism of action. You don't put duct tape on your life and call it health. You strip it down and rebuild it from the inside out. That's how this works. It's the same reason why being healthy matters. It's the same reason why working out matters. You're building yourself from the inside out, and you guys look from the outside in and go, how can I fix this today? But that's not how this works. But that's what peptides do. If I had to build a population of Captain Americas, right? Super soldiers. I'm talking savage, powerful, jacked, fast healing, high IQ, just superhumans. Drugs wouldn't even be on the table because the person wouldn't last. The effects of the drugs would destroy the person. It would 100% be peptides. In fact, all of it would be peptides. And it's irrefutable. So let me come back to oral peptides because I keep seeing these guys start talking. I'm not going to give them free publicity. Oral peptides do not work. They don't. I don't care who you are. If you think they work, message me. Show me. Bullshit. I'll call you out. I'll go live with you and I will call you out. Not a chance. They can't. From a biochemical standpoint and a physiological standpoint, they can't. We could do this all day. Because the moment someone hears injection, this is why. People hear oral and they're like, oh, I don't know. I had a guy ask me yesterday, do you have an oral version? Fuck no. Why would you even want it? The moment somebody hears injection, their inner toddler shows up and freaks out. I don't like needles. Let me break it to you. Oral peptides are for convenience, not performance. That's it. Why? It's simple biology. I'll explain it from this standpoint. Maybe this makes it easier. Your stomach is a furnace. Okay? Just imagine this is a furnace. Hydrochloric acid in your gut is designed to break down proteins. That's why it's there, right? Guess what peptides are? Short chains of proteins, brother. So you take an oral capsule, and then what happens? Best case, you absorb 15%. Most likely, you piss out 90% of your investment. It's expensive urine. You're just pissing out. It's Benjamin's just going right into the toilet. And you guys will line up, spend it. I had one guy send me a message 2 days ago. He spent over $1,000 a month for the last 10 years on oral peptides. And he proceeded to try and lecture me about how peptides are bunk and bullshit. They don't work. And then I asked, oral or injectable? Well, oral, of course. I'm not sticking needles in me. I'm not a juicer. That's what he said. So I went, okay. Again, hypnosis of social conditioning. You guys need to follow me on this because I'm trying to help you. And most of you guys literally put up a wall of your own ignorance and go, forget it. I'm going back to what I did before. That's not working. It's the same reason why in my Unbreakable Mastermind, I give people solutions. People go, bah, forget it. It's not working. I don't want to do that because I've done that before. No, you haven't, because nobody does it. Nobody coaches like me. Even this injectable has to be injectable. Direct delivery into the subcutaneous tissue, subcu fat. Bypasses digestion, straight shot into the bloodstream, near 100% bioavailability. Find me anything. And if you're serious about results, this isn't even a debate. It's not even a debate, not at all. Like you want the Wolverine, my Wolverine protocol to regenerate tissue after, let's say, an ACL tear, right? BPC 157, thymosin beta 4, TB 500, very similar. Copper GHKCU. I'm not going to talk about hypothetical dosages. Just message me. Try doing that with oral delivery. Try. Go ahead, try. You're an NFL player with a $10 million contract who just had their ACL replaced. Try. See if you're going to take the chance with taking handfuls of pills and fuck up your contract till you're warming the bench for a fraction of and then you're done for the season. Get out of here, man. You're not going to do it. Treat your body the same way. You're all elite pro level athletes. You've just been conditioned to think you're not. Take those orally. You're going to get a fraction of the effect and you're going to be paying for marketing hype. I already talked about the guy at the beginning who does that all the time. Braca, Huberman, they all do this. It's just marketing bullshit. You're not paying for results. You're either treating your body like a Ferrari or like a rental Vespa that's just been run through like an OnlyFans person, right? You want to play games with your life or do you want to fucking win? That's the question. Injectables win, period. Because, it's just nonsense. It drives me crazy. Because you will voluntarily inject neurotoxins into your forehead so you don't have wrinkles. Okay. You'll pay, $6,000-8,000 for lip filler. You'll drive to some strip mall med spa and let a 22-year-old with a nursing license inject your ass with a Brazilian butt lift. But you're scared of a tiny little 29-gauge insulin needle that could heal your gut, repair your joints, or reverse your autoimmune disease? Among everything else? Come on, man. This is psychological warfare on yourself. Here's what you're really afraid of. It's not the needle, man. You're afraid of the commitment, the responsibility, and facing your own potential because it eliminates all your excuses. Because once you start taking peptides and you start feeling incredible and you get the results for sure, once the brain fog clears, the fat melts off, right, a true tide, right? Your libido comes back and you're stiff as a porn star, you will not be able to blame anybody anymore. And that scares the shit out of people more than any needle ever could. Because you're not afraid of the pain, man. You're afraid of the higher standard. Hell, guys, you'll let your cousin give you a back alley tattoo with a prison needle, but God forbid you try to heal your torn rotator cuff legally. Really? It's not about needles, man. It's about self-respect. You either live like your body matters or you don't. You are talking to a man who had a piece taken out of him 4 years ago. If you think I'm not dead serious about health, you're mistaken. I come out here because I genuinely fucking care. Because I want you to win. Whether it is getting your psychology right, which is the basis of everything, by the way. Everything is predicated on your psychology. whether it is fixing your injury, your autoimmune, your eyesight, your health, your fat loss, your muscle gain, your marriage, your business, I don't care. I come here to help you win. Because listen, just look at action, right? Most people don't take action on what they need to do because they're afraid of having to do it forever because they go, shit, what if it works? Not what happens if it doesn't work. It's never that. You might lie to yourself and tell yourself that, but that's not the truth. Because if you're still here, you're not just, listen, if you're listening right now, you're not just curious. You're hungry. You want to know. I have so many of these hypothetical research use only, not for humans, not for animals, just to look at and hypothetically think about tested stacks to dominate every category of life. You tracking what I'm saying? If you know, right? Elite Biogenics. There's a reason why that company is about to take over the world. Because it's run by me. I'm not doing it with slick marketing. I'm doing it with fucking amazing results. Because I had to change me. I'm not some bozo bearded wannabe politician / bodybuilder / now peptide guy who seems to think they know everything, but talks about orals. Bullshit. Go live with me, man. Anybody. I don't care who you are. That's why I love Ben Greenfield. I love that guy because he spits it out straight. Like you look at my Wolverine protocol, right? Injury. BPC 157, TB 500, GHKCU hypothetically. This can be post-surgery, tendon tears, chronic pain, site injury, pulls, sprains, strains, all of that. Hypothetically, 1 milligram every day at the site of injury. Hypothetically, that's what I would do for my rat or my kangaroo. If I was making a research study of 8 to 10 subjects, probably mice or rats, kangaroos, jacked kangaroos, this is what I would do, hypothetically. BPC 157, 1 milligram every day at the site of injury for 2 weeks. TB 500, 5 milligrams every 5 days for 5 weeks. And copper, GHKCU, 300 micrograms at least every day for 5 weeks. That's it. Or you can keep searching, looking for all kinds of things that are going to do it, that you don't have to worry about an insulin needle and maybe go back for another 10 surgeries. I don't know. There's a way to mitigate all the blubber that's around your midsection. It's called retatrutide. Hypothetically, if I was going to help a kangaroo mitigate the fat problem that they've got and look at probably potentially getting leaner without having to white knuckle their diet, have this crazy God tier discipline just to hang on because all you're allowed to do is look at a picture of an apple and that's your dinner, right? Like that kind of bullshit. You can start, just stay at 0.5 milligrams a week for 3-4 weeks. Go to 1.5 milligrams for another 3 weeks after that. Work your way all the way up to 4.5 if you can tolerate it per week. I wouldn't do anything less than 6 months for my research study. Your calories, take your body weight in pounds times it by 12 for your calories. Take your body weight times 1 and that's your protein grams. You can eat all of that protein, anything left over. So if you have, follow me, if I have 2,500 that I'm allowed to eat every day, calories, and 1,000 of that is protein, I have 1,500 calories. I can do whatever the fuck I want with. I can take a 900 calorie white chocolate mocha. That's not what this is. It's just black coffee. But I'm saying, anything. And I could smash that as long as I don't go over 2,500 calories total for the day. No tracking needed. Eat what you want after you hit your protein. You don't have to track your fucking food. Do you know why diets fail? Because people look at them as something restrictive. I ate half a dozen cookies yesterday. Have you seen me? I'm jacked as hell. Of course, I probably have some unfair advantage, right? I have one lung, so that makes me more prone to being athletic and powerful, right? I'm 52, so that gives me an advantage. Are you guys nuts? You need to start listening to the people that are winning, that are coming out here going, I want you to win, man. I come out here every day because I want you to win. That's what I would look at, by the way, to come back to research, hypothetical research, not for human, not for animal. Just observation. If I was going to build a model and see what it would do, let Friday, the computer from Avengers, tell me what the potential would be. Or you could just go back and look at my podcast I did a couple of days ago about retatrutide and find out all about it. You could do immune, right? I'm just thinking of these things off the top of my head to help you out. There's immune. You can upgrade your immune system. Probably one of the greatest things that hypothetically could happen is enhancing your weakened, beat up, overly taxed immune system from fighting things that you're not even seeing right now that are being sprayed on, put on, rubbed on, bathed in. You guys think drinking water is the problem. Let me help you out. What about all the shit you shower in? Yeah, I never thought of that, huh? Your skin absorbing all the chemicals in that water? No chance, man. We got a crazy filter system in our house. Whole house. Thymosin alpha and LL37. That's what I would. So thymosin alpha, if I was going to do it, hypothetically to my kangaroo, 1.5 milligrams 2 times a week. And double L37, 100 micrograms a day, 10 days, 12 days. These are great for autoimmune issues, chronic infections that you just can't get rid of, C19 recovery, post, that'll help. Everybody's chasing this longevity thing lately, right? This is the most unorganized podcast I think I've done in a very long time, but I'm just trying to spit information for you guys. Longevity. Look at longevity. Epidolon. It would be a Epidolon, GHKCU, the copper, NAD plus gold. All of these things, if I was going to hypothetically look at working on longevity for a kangaroo, Epidolon 10 milligrams every day. 10, 12 days. Guessing, hypothetically. If you know, you know. Are you catching how I'm saying this? Are you going, wait a minute, I don't understand. Then don't ask me, because then comprehension is a struggle for you. Epidolon, 10 milligrams a day for 10 to 12 days every 3 months. If I was going to do this to my kangaroo. GHKCU, same thing, 300 micrograms every day. That's what I would do for my research study. All right, this is not to diagnose, treat, prescribe, nothing. This is just pure research and hypothetical information. NAD plus, you can orally, actually it's the only one that actually has some oral capacity. I like Pure Encapsulations is the company I would trust like that. IV as well. It's a better way of doing it as IV, but finding somebody, don't do it yourself with, a piece of surgical tubing and a needle that you get for inflating balls from Academy Sports or something. You guys do some dumb shit, so don't do that. Think cellular anti-aging and DNA repair and pineal gland rejuvenation. That's how I would look at this entire thing, right? We can go into gut repair, brain, focus, skin, hair. Like, I could do this all day. You want me to keep going? You want me to just give you some more? So you guys are like, yeah, I want to know more of this. Okay, fine. How about I do this? Gut repair. So we're talking irritable bowel, leaky gut, Crohn's, ulcerative colitis, ulcers like gastric, peptic, duodenal, all of those all fall into this category, right? Again, BPC 157, thymosin beta, TB500, and double L37. Those are the ones I would stick with if I was hypothetically looking at what kind of research would help me figure out how to solve this problem. If you know, you know. BPC 157, 1 milligram every day, thymosin beta 4, TB500. They're very similar, so don't sit there and go, which one? Pick one. The same. 2.5 milligrams a week. And double L37, 100 micrograms. That's good for immune regulation, by the way, too. Like I said that the last time for the protocol before this, hypothetically. It's even dumb that I have to say it. Because you have to say, well, I don't know if this will work. If you're watching this right now, it's like this. Brain and focus is a big deal. You can take all the nootropics, all the modafinil, all the weird drinks that have nootropics in them and think that taking weed makes you smarter. Whatever you guys are coming up with, I am trying to give you the answer that works. Okay. Dihexa, Cimax, blank, all great things that work very well hypothetically. So I've heard. If you want the dosages hypothetically, just message me because I don't remember offhand. Dihexa, you can have oral or sub-Q. Sub-Q is always better, but it actually has some bioavailability orally. So you want clean focus. This basically nukes into complete irrelevance. That's how good this stuff is. It makes modafinil look like it's a waste of. And if you've ever gone and used modafinil, the shit's pretty wild, man. It's like limitless. And I mean, I could get into skin and hair, and I'll give you one more, a whole bunch of these swimming around my head. So we're looking skin, hair, and recovery, right? These are, put them in the same category because they operate at the same cellular level, right? So we've got GHKCU, which works for collagen, right? Boosts collagen production. CJC 1295, growth hormone release. So think anti-aging and body composition, right? And then IGF 1LR3. It is IGF 1LR3. Massive muscle recovery. So I've heard, hypothetically. So think this is beauty from the inside out using chemical leverage and real biology, right? If you're wondering what the research amount would be, I'd have to look. I don't remember offhand. Like, you guys take drugs to cover up the problem, but the problem's still there. But here's the answer. If you stop the medication, does the problem come back? Yes. Then you didn't solve the fucking problem. Watch, somebody asked me about retatrutide, and I can use this as a great example. If retatrutide was in your system, in your kangaroo system, and it runs for 6 months, when you stop, does it all come back? No, not even close. Not even fucking close. It resets. It changes the set point. It changes the set point, so you never have to worry again. You've also spent 6 months rebuilding the habits so you don't eat like an idiot. So all of this stuff is married together. It doesn't eliminate the work. It makes the work much more worthwhile. Like, if you can get 10x, 20x, 30x, 50x the results in what you're doing, why wouldn't you? With no adverse effects. None. There's no contraindications and no adverse effects. I'll put a blanket statement out there. None. They are signal mediators. That's it. And if you're looking at the difference between Sema, Tirzep, or Reta, the three, right? Well, Sema is GLP-1, Tirzep is GLP-1 and GIP, and Reta adds glucagon to that mix. So no, they're not the same. I had somebody goes, what's the difference between this GLP-1 and the others? I'm like, because it's not a fucking GLP-1. It's not. Glucagon is what allows you to use fat for fuel, hypothetically. So it adds an extra step where you don't have to worry about any like cachexia, like muscle wasting or anything like that. Listen, I could go on for hours and days about how effective this stuff is and give you facts and figures. The bottom line is, go back to the beginning of this podcast. You either want to take your health and your body seriously or you don't. But winners don't talk about winning. They just fucking win. You guys run around going, well, I'm broken and I have to take this medication. But if you have to take a medication to make the problem go away, and then you stop the medication and the problem comes back, you never fix the medication. You put a piece of duct tape on it and went out into the world hoping that nobody saw. I see and everybody else sees. And you are a walking, talking, like money machine for other people. Maybe just put that together. You're not broken though. You're not. You don't have a problem. You're under signaled, right? You don't need the next drug, a new drug, some kind of cream, salve, pill, lotion, potion. You need your biology, your own biology, just turn back on the way it's supposed to be. It's like a hard reset for your phone, and all of a sudden you go, wow, my phone's so fast. That's all you need to be. Peptides aren't magic. I said it before. I don't know what day it was, but they're math, and math always works. Signal in, responses out. That's what a peptide does. It says, do this better. And then you just do. They don't guess. They don't have weird effects. They don't sometimes work. They are a precise command. It's like typing in a command and hitting the enter key and out it goes. Like, think of your body as this F1 car, and the pit crew, that's peptides. And they come in and they tweak and work on the car, change downforce and spoilers and all this stuff, and change out the tires and everything. And they just reinforce and upgrade what you've already got. Like, you guys are running an operating system from 1974, and you could update it to 2025 where you just smoke everything using the shit you've already got. It's just using you. It's not overdriving the engine. It's not hyper enhancement. It sure as hell isn't cheating. If I hear one more person say that, I'm just going to laugh, because there's nothing about it that's cheating. That's like saying taking an Advil is cheating when you have a headache. You should just ride that motherfucker out. The people that think that peptides or virtually anything is cheating, you guys should then get rid of your car and just start riding a horse. You should get rid of your vacuum and use a broom. And you know what? If you're listening to this on a cell phone, just get rid of your cell phone, man. Just fucking carrier pigeons for the rest of your life. You have a choice. Because while your friends are all refilling their prescriptions and getting worse and more decrepit and more decayed and more destroyed, while they get their 7th booster and they complain about their joint pain and their low energy and their brain fog and can't get their Wi-Fi to work, you are about to outpace them in a way that you can't even comprehend. You will outlive them. You will outperform them. You will out-earn them. You will out-everything them the way your body is designed. That's why Grandpa from 1965 could still kick your ass, because he's not filled with all the nonsense that they've been pumping into you guys for so long. This is why. It's because you took the red pill. You chose signal over silence. You chose the red pill. You chose the signal. You chose to rebuild instead of trying to cover it up or replace it or hide it. You chose biology over pharmacology. I think pharmaceuticals are absolutely necessary in life-saving situations. That's it. You don't have an Advil deficiency. You don't have an insulin deficiency if you're type 2 diabetic. You caused that. Stop believing it. You sure as hell don't have a chemical problem because you're depressed. You're sad. Sad is not a chemical problem. Nervous is not a chemical problem. They've just convinced you of that. Listen, let me ask you this. If you knew there was a system, I'll leave you with this. If you knew there was a system, clinically proven, cell-specific, abuse-proof, and adverse effects, I hate to say the word side effect because there's no real such thing. I just covered that, right? But adverse effect free. They don't exist. That could make you stronger, leaner, sharper, faster, biologically younger, hypothetically, make you an enhanced human, turn you into Captain fucking America. Why wouldn't you use it? You wouldn't skip gas if you're trying to drive across the country. So why are you skipping the fuel that your body actually listens to? This is what your body is designed to do. Peptides aren't optional anymore. I believe that. I just don't think they are. I think they're the standard. They're the new standard for making sure that your system works at 100% until God says you're done. And they don't speed that. In fact, if anything, they extend that. So I think about it. If you're looking to go, I don't know, where do I do this stuff? Yeah, I will push my own shit. Go to elitebiogenics.com. Nobody does it better, and it's all local, American. Tested up, down, and sideways with real test results at the lab. Not my, hey, I did these on Photoshop. No, the lab tests them. You can just look them up. You can even call the lab. Why? Because I give a shit about your health. The same reason why I give a shit about your money and your marriage and your mindset and your fitness, all of it. So when I come out here, I come out swinging for the fence every fucking time, and I promise you, I Barry Bonds this shit every day. So think about your life. You guys are waiting for the next level. It's already here. It sounds really, I don't know, odd, I guess, but it's a 29 gauge needle and an injection away. And you've been taught to think, whoa, those are really bad. No, they're not. You guys take unknown pills all day long and upgrade video game characters like it matters for your life. Injection only. Orals are a waste. Turn it on and own your life. That's all you have to think about. And if you have questions, then ask me. And if you don't, I don't know, keep searching, keep procrastinating, keep trying, keep thinking it's the next thing. But I'm out here trying to help you guys. I got to go. I want to go eat. Never miss.